What is going on, guys? It is Wrestlemania here, back with some more news. Join us now as we look at the wildest news stories and rumors you need to know, including fans are demanding this WWE star be brought back, the backstage reaction to the major botch on SmackDown, an update on Jade Cargill, fans steal from a wrestler, WWE bringing back a classic pay-per-view, a new champion crowned on NXT, and much more. Now, first story, looks like WWE fans demand this wrestler to be brought back. Now, the top story today takes a look at a new petition that has been started by WWE fans, and it's demanding the return of a rather controversial former WWE star. Now, it's no secret that certain fans, particularly in AAA, want to see former WWE champion Alberto Del Rio resign with the company. Del Rio's name has been chanted at numerous WWE shows, and fans firmly believe it's only a matter of time before WWE acts on this request. But now, one fan has taken things one step further as they've started an official petition online to bring Del Rio back into the fold. The petition, which currently has over 500 signatures, offers a detailed analysis of why exactly WWE should bring back Del Rio, and one of the key sections reads, Alberto Del Rio's inclusion in WWE not only represents growth for the company, but also a celebration of Mexico's rich wrestling tradition. It will surely attract a larger audience, further strengthening the culture and social ties WWE has built with its viewers over the years. They continued on by saying, we called on WWE to seriously consider Alberto Del Rio's return to its ranks. He will contribute significantly to sports entertainment, giving fans more reasons to be excited and celebrating Mexican talent on a global stage. Let's sign this petition and look forward to celebrating his return at the iconic Angel of Independence. Now, whilst there's no denying that Del Rio has his fans, the petition has received extensive criticism on social media this weekend. Del Rio is an extremely controversial figure, and there's a reason a lot of fans feel it would be inappropriate to bring him back into the mix. It's been reported numerous times over the years that WWE are just flat out not interested in bringing him back. However, that stance could have obviously changed. WWE seemed to be oblivious to any backlash in 2025, so it wouldn't come as too much of a surprise to see Del Rio return, even if it is exclusively a run in AAA. Triple H did mention at WrestlePalua's post-show that his phone is inundated with messages related to returns, and fans actually believe that Del Rio was one of the names that is pushing Triple H to resign him. Whatever WWE decides, the petition is definitely something to keep an eye on, as whilst WWE claimed they ignore any fan campaigns on social media, we've seen time and time again that this is a total fabrication. Next up, the backstage reaction to the major botch on SmackDown. Now, this week's SmackDown featured one of the worst botches in recent memory. Now, it's been reported that the botch itself was a pressing topic backstage in WWE. According to Fightful Select, the pin count botch was being discussed backstage, and it was noted how pinfalls used to be counted as shoots, but this rule was abolished a number of years ago. The pin count botch was a subject of conversation backstage. The pinfalls used to be counted as a shoot, but haven't for quite some time. After the disastrous botch on SmackDown, there's been a push from fans to see WWE reintroduce the 3-count rule. For those unaware with what the rule involved, Vince McMahon would order the referees to count to 3 no matter what. So, if the wrestler failed to kick out for any reason, the referee had to act like the match was a total legit contest. And this could definitely cause issues, but it does keep the integrity of the referee's role intact. We wouldn't have ended up with the issues like we saw on SmackDown this week. Next up, an update on Jade Cargill. Following SmackDown this week, there was significant concern for Jade Cargill's welfare after she suffered a very nasty cut. The cut was said to be totally legitimate and not planned to be part of the match at all. Additionally, according to Fightful Select, Cargill is okay, but the wound was so severe that WWE medical personnel needed to close it. Jade Cargill was legitimately cut open during the match. We're told that she's okay, but needed to close the wound. Following the match on SmackDown, Cargill was helped to the back, and she needed a towel on her head to soak up all the blood as it was excessive. WWE talent have had a rough time of being busted open over the past week as Cargill joins Jey Uso in having a wound closed up following a match. Next up, fans steal from a wrestler. And during a recent meet and greet in Arizona, former WWE wrestler Gigi Dolan publicly called out fans who allegedly stole her merchandise, specifically her 8x10 photos where she briefly stepped away from a table. She then expressed her anger on X, stating that this marks the second time in under a month that her merch has been stolen. She mentioned, "Well, to the fans in Arizona that helped themselves to all of my 8 egg 10s while I was away. You effing shock. This is the second time in less than a month I've had my merch stolen from my table. Please do better, guys, and hold each other more accountable or something. This is my livelihood." And she did explain that she had to catch the red-eye flight and therefore couldn't return to the venue to deal with the theft or take more photos with fans. "I had a red-eye flight that I had to rush and pack up and leave for. I'm sorry that I couldn't come back out and take photos with people, but take my stuff just because you're upset is unacceptable." Now, this really does truly suck. As she mentioned in her tweet, this is a vital revenue stream for pro wrestlers on the indie circuit. Next up, a WWE star impresses. Javon Evans showed the world just how phenomenal he is on SmackDown this week, as Evans wrestled Sami Zayn for the US title in arguably the biggest match of his career so far. But it's now been reported by Fightful Select that the talented star received a warm reception backstage, which is evidently a sign that Evans delivered in the matchup and is now on the radar of the main roster officials. Evans is one of the youngest active talents in WWE at just 21 years old. And a crazy statistic is that Evans wasn't even born when Zayn made his pro wrestling debut. A WWE legend, no longer a draw. It was still hard to believe that AJ Lee is finally back in WWE. But now there's concern that AJ may no longer be a significant draw that she once was in WWE. It was mentioned on the Wrestling Observer Radio, AJ Lee's business was going to be front-loaded. It was going to be really big for the first one. I never thought it would sustain. She may be a popular women wrestler based on different things, but it's going to be tough. She's older. The entire division has evolved incredibly in 10 years. She could stand out a decade ago, but with how the evolved division is now, it's tough. Becky helped carry her, but long-term, I don't see her being a big draw. Very often, when you leave something and come back and go back to doing what you did before, you don't realize that the business is different. And these comments are no doubt going to lead to some major discourse in the coming days. AJ's drawing power is hard to determine after just one match. So once AJ is back in the swing of things, only then would it be fair to assess whether the former Divas champion is still a draw for the company. The fan response to the mixed tag match, featuring AJ at WrestlePalooza, was very much mixed, with some fans loving every second of it, while some fans were concerned that AJ is going to struggle to hang with the modern-day roster long-term. It's been widely reported that AJ has signed a full-time contract with WWE, and it's expected that her singles feud with Becky Lynch will be focused on the Women's IC Championship. Next up, will WWE ruin a dream match? Now, another day, another wild booking pitch from Bully Ray. Bully Ray discussed the highly anticipated John Cena's AJ Styles match on Busted Open Radio. And according to the WWE Hall of Famer, WWE should purposely cause fan outrage by adding The Miz, The Miz, to the matchup. According to Ray, this would also make fans want to see The Miz get his comeuppance in the matchup. I would love to see The Miz weasel his way into this match because that would piss people off. Thus, people would want to see Miz get his ass kicked. Now you have the dynamic of a heel in the match. Now, the idea of irritating the audience just for the sake of it is a terrible idea. Inserting The Miz into the match makes absolutely no sense whatsoever. The Miz's only involvement in the story arc is him stating that he's disappointing in not wrestling Cena during his final run. That's literally it. It's worth noting that not every match needs a heel dynamic. Sometimes the dream match billing between two baby faces is more than enough to carry the match up. The reaction on social media to Ray's pitch isn't exactly positive. And hopefully WWE doesn't listen to this wild suggestion and Cena AJ remains a 1v1 matchup at Crown Jewel. We really don't need ass booking ruining this show. Next up, WWE bringing back her classic pay-per-view. Now, after rumors all week, it's now been confirmed that the Invasion pay-per-view name from 2001 is now making its return to WWE. On October 7th, they'll present Invasion, which will see NXT and TNA go head-to-head. According to WWE, the show will feature Survivor Series-style elimination matches in the form of a 5v5 in both the men's and women's division. The members of the teams have not been disclosed, but they are expected to be revealed on Tuesday's edition of NXT television. In addition to that, the tag team champions from each company will square off in a winner-takes-all match. This means that, assuming there isn't a title change prior, Dark State versus the Hardy Boys will be the match. The Hardy Boys being back on WWE programming is a huge draw for the show, and we could see Matt and Jeff once again as active champions in WWE. And finally, WWE crown a new champion. Now, our final story today takes a look at the fallout from last night's NXT No Mercy show as WWE is crowned a new NXT champion. In the main event of the show, Owe Femi was officially conquered as Faye was defeated by Ricky Saints, and Saints is now the new NXT champion. In a post-match social media promo, Saints had this to say when it came to his win. What a wild ride so far. I'm not on the one to be at a loss for words, but tonight's different. Tonight is very, very special. Tonight is a culmination of things that I didn't think that was possible, but I made it so. And it's not just me. People supported me. People believed in me, fans, everybody. And now the absolute era truly begins. Now there's rumors on social media that WWE could be looking to bring up Ober Faye to the main roster. Femi has done everything he can do in NXT, and now it's time for him to spread his wings on either Raw or SmackDown. Naturally, there is a concern that Faye may be lost in the shuffle on the main roster, especially if he's called up to SmackDown. If WWE calls up Femi, there should be a clear and precise creative plan in place to make sure that he isn't just relegated to backstage segments like so many names on the main roster. Fans are throwing out some wild pitches ranging from Faye challenging Brock Lesnar to Faye retiring John Cena, so it'll be interesting to see what WWE has planned. All in all, Faye is an outstanding talent, and he's not a name that WWE can afford to drop the ball on. When it comes to Ricky Saints, there was also rumors that he was going to be called up to the main roster specifically to be part of the Vision stable, but as things stand, it doesn't look like this is happening anymore. And for Saints, for now at least, will be presented as a face of the NXT brand.